Hi, I'm Charlene Laney, co-founder of Newmaker Financial and certified financial planner. Today, I have a very special guest with us. Her name is Wendy Wright, and she is a licensed financial therapist working with folks all over the country. Today, we will be addressing a super important question regarding financial therapy. And Wendy, I would love for you to talk to us
Mhm.
about what are the top 3 signs that someone is in need of financial therapy?
Oh, yeah. I love talking about this because financial therapy is still so new that I often will talk to my clients, tell them they are actually therapy adventurers because they don't even know what they're getting into when they come to this. Financial therapy is, in a nutshell, it is the intersection of money and emotions. And so if you've ever had an emotion around money, you might consider financial therapy, me too, is something that could be helpful because there's enough research out there right now that tells us that somewhere in the 80 percentile, so more than half of our financial decisions are emotionally driven. So we really want to be able to say, like, what is that emotion? And for each person, what is the emotion that's driving their decision? And each person
Right.
in a partnership, each member of a family, like everybody's going to have a little bit of a different emotional take on something. So it's really helpful. One of the things that I work with a lot is financial anxiety, or financial fears, things like that, or the inability. I'm going to put that in air quotes because you feel like you're unable to talk about money. So if you feel like you have the inability to have a money conversation, so these are some of the things that will bring someone to financial therapy. If you're asking yourself like, oh, would this help me? One of the things I like to ask is, how much of your life is given over to money thoughts? So that's like
Yeah.
money fears, money uncertainties, repetitive thought patterns, obsessive thought patterns, or money avoidance. Maybe you know you're avoiding it and you're actively doing everything you can to avoid it. So if you think about if that number is higher than 50%, then what you're able to see is has more control over you than you do over it. That's the question you want to begin to ask yourself. So if a high amount of your thoughts and feelings, and this means you're probably dreaming about it, or you're having dreams about running out of money or something like that, like it's
Right.
really
Wow.
invading your life, that is a great sign that financial therapy could be for you. Another one is if you it's kind of that broken promise cycle. If you've seen yourself, and I'd say by consistency, if it's done more than maybe 3 to 5 times, if you've gone through a cycle and let's say you paid off debt and you promised yourself and you mean it at the time, I will never do that again. And
Right.
then it feels like before you know it, you're in debt again, and you promised yourself you wouldn't give this family member some money or this person some money, and you're like, okay, that's the last time, I promise, I'm drawing the line. And then before you know it, you've done it again, or whatever the pattern may be. These broken promises, that is a really good indicator that there is what in the therapy world would call a block,
Right.
or financial services, you always say a money block too. If you see
Yes.
yourself getting to a place and you're like, why can't I get past this? So it's really helpful to notice that. So if you see something repeated, another one that comes up not as often, but I find to be really powerful, is if you've never told your money story. And this is
Oh,
your life story through the lens of money. So I start with questions like, what is your earliest money memory? And sometimes it's concrete. Well, like, the tooth fairy left me a quarter, or maybe the
right.
tooth fairy left me a 20, whatever
Right.
generation you are from. I remember, getting this money and I lost it. And then I started thinking, I'm stupid, I'm no good with money. But what really
Right.
happened is you're looking at it through the eyes of a child. So we make a lot of money decisions when we're younger, about who we are and how we are. But when you begin to tell this story with a financial therapist listening, and helping you go through connecting dots, you begin to see how some of those stories show up even at the grocery store today. So let's follow that thread. Let's say you had $1 as a 4-year-old and you lost it and you're like, oh, I can't be trusted with money. So every time you go to the store, you put your wallet in a backpack, in a purse, in a bag, because you want to be triple sure you don't lose it. And that creates anxiety. So there's just places where we see the way I describe money work is that money has a past, present, and future all at once. So we want to look at that by telling the story and then deciding where you want that story to go. So those are a few ways in which somebody might find out that they need to that they might enjoy some financial therapy.
I love that. And so just to recap and make sure that I heard you here, you said number one, when folks are spending a lot of mental time and mental energy thinking about money, maybe even having dreams or nightmares about money, that is a very clear sign that they might consider financial therapy. The second thing being, if they find themselves in this cycle of broken promises to themselves, you gave the example of, never going into debt again or never lending so-and-so money anymore. And then the third example of someone who could tremendously benefit from financial therapy is someone who's just never told their money story before. So just taking the personal story and tweaking it from the lens of, when I look at my life from the lens of money, how does that sound? How does that look, sound, and feel, so that we can look at life today and see what are those moments and how have they been impacted by the past?
Yeah. Those are 3 great indicators that financial therapy might feel good.
That's amazing. I love it. And those are all great things to look out for, but is there anyone in particular in your experience that can benefit most from financial therapy, or maybe a different way to look at this?
Well, to be honest, Charlene, I think everyone could have a few financial therapy sessions. So, because it is so helpful, when I'm working with people and often they are just so amazed and grateful that there is a non-judging place to talk about money. Right. And that is the crux of financial therapy, is we remove all judgment so that we can just look at what's going on. So I would say that, but particularly for anyone who feels like, what if I say it this way? See if this makes sense. If you feel like money is driving your life instead of you driving your money, to figure out what's getting in the way of that, so that you want to feel like you are in charge. You're looking at your money life in a way that feels mindful and meditative. Like, just imagine if that's how you felt when you logged into your banking app or looked at your balances or thought about what you want to spend your money on. Does it feel mindful and meditative? Does it feel calm and clear? If none of those words fit, financial therapy can be a tool to help you find those words in your life.
Right. And that's assuming that you're even logging in to these accounts to see what the status is, right? Because money avoidance is also a big sign
deal.
that financial therapy. I love it. Okay, well, excellent. So this concludes the first part of our conversation with Wendy Wright. We will be talking about a few different financial therapy topics in this series. So if you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all next week.